Hi guys, welcome back. Welcome back to our official AMA for MEMAG. Here, I'm sorry, I'm starting to lose it a bit. I'm Julio G in the group chat, also known as Ahmed. I'm joined with a special team of the member from the marketing team here at Game Round. Anna, welcome Anna in the chat, and also here with Matt. Matt, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi everyone. You know me as MEMAG admin. I'm the project lead on the project, and obviously main person that you guys come to with any sort of technical issues or anything to do with the game development. I'm your man.
Brilliant. So let's kick it off. So we're going to start off by talking about the marketing plan. Anna, if you'd like to share your screen, and then when you're ready, I'll hand it over to you. Anna is the lead on that project, and her and her team have been working on the marketing strategy, and she will be presenting that today to all of you. Let me know if you have any troubles sharing your screen. Oh, I think we're in, yeah. Yeah, we could see you, So just, you're on mute, by the way.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Hi, Anna.
Hello, everyone. This is my first time using Telegram. That's why, took a little. But without further ado, let's start this presentation. As Ahmed already told you, I'm Anna. I work for Game Around in the marketing department. And I'm here today to present you the digital strategy report of Meta Kart Racers. So I will be flying through the document, but feel free to ask any question while I'm presenting if you have anything in mind. I will mainly focus on the strategy of paid campaigns. So I will quickly glance through the rest, but if you want to see anything else in more detail, feel free to send a message in the chat or turn the microphone on and let me know. So let's start. First, we have the summary of the game itself. As you know, Meta Kart Racers is a user-friendly mobile racing game, and it's designed to deliver the thrill of kart racing to casual mobile gamers. It features a diverse lineup of characters, customizable karts, and it has a captivating progression system. So what will set us apart, besides from being a casual game and also a very accessible game, it's also the integration of digital collectibles. This will add an extra layer of excitement and engagement to the gameplay experience. So we have the characters and the cards. I don't know if you had the chance to go through the website. If you've seen the characters and the cards itself, right now we have three main ones, Axel, Rocky, and Zuri. And they give personality to the game, and they have matching cards as well. This will all be later on available to customize in the game. So then we have here explain the progression and rewards. So everything more technical to the game itself. If anyone wants to see anything in detail, this will be available. So I will pass through this, but if anyone is interested in knowing anything specific, feel free to ask. So our main target audience, it's basically casual mobile gamers, as I said before. We want people who are interested in digital collectibles and prizes. The idea is that the game has a seamless integration of digital collectibles and is designed to resonate with everyday gamers. So this is not for the hardcore gamers, this is for casual gamers. All right, so here we have the industry analysis. where we basically, we have separated this in two categories. We have mobile esports, and also the kart racing games itself. So these are the esports games that we considered, as you can see. And I will jump here into this perceptual map, which gives us a general idea of where meta kart racers will be located in the consumer's mind. In this case, in the player's mind. So we are the exact opposite of hardcore gaming, of course, as I mentioned. So for example, Call of Duty and games who are very competitive and very hardcore and complex, that's not where we locate. We want to be very casual and have like a mild competitive intensity, as you can see here. And also, as you can see in the perceptual map, there's a wide space for this type of gaming, which is very beneficial for meta kart racers. Then again, industry analysis, as I mentioned before, of the kart racing games. As you can see, these were the games considered. And I will jump to the perceptual maps itself. This will have each comparison with each game with meta kart racers, identifying the targets, the strengths, the weaknesses, and basically comparing each game with meta kart racers. You have all of the detailed version here, but I will jump again to the perceptual maps so you have a general idea of where we locate regarding these games. Okay, so here we are comparing realism, casual, customization, and standardization. So as you can see, meta kart racers here, it's on the peak of customization and casual gaming. So again, we have some competitors next to us. For example, Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing, Asphalt Racing. So once again, this is to prove that we are looking for a customizable game and also a casual game itself. So that's where we stand. This is just to give you a general idea of what we are aiming for in terms of message, and this will be very clear in our communication through our social media strategy and all of our strategy. This is what we will mainly focus on, and especially on the digital collectibles part. So this is the last perceptual map, very quickly. This is where meta kart racer stands. So again,
Sorry, my friend, what did you say?
According to what I've been saying, so we want something accessible and that has a low complexity level, but that it's still engaging. So here the goal for meta kart racers is to create the perfect balance between complexity and accessibility. So again, for casual mobile gamers who are interested in digital collectible. All right, then here the personas. We've talked about the target already, but basically what we have here is a different set of ages, a different set of interests, which again makes sense for meta kart racers since we are a very broad game. We are so accessible that anyone can literally pick up our game and enjoy it. And so it's basically for all ages, doesn't have really a restriction. And because it's so easy, you have from an 8-year-old to an older person, 35, which can enjoy the game itself. And it's not hard, doesn't need to know much, but also has that component of digital collectible games, which can be very interesting for people, of course, who are into this type of stuff. So our brand values, I will spare you the whole elaboration on each topic, but I will glance through it. So we are accessible, fun, user-friendly. We focus on entertainment, and also we want engagement. So for Metacart racers also to stand out in the market, it needs community. It needs to build a community. Because, for example, like games like Mario Kart, they have a really strong community, and other games, of course, that you might know. So it's vital for the success of any game. Brand personality, we are lively, approachable, playful, enjoyable, and futuristic because, as you know or not, our tracks right now mainly focus on futuristic environments. It can be later on expand to other type of tracks, but right now this is what we are focusing on. Keywords, again, just words that will be helpful to keep here in mind so that our game is more, words that we should use for our game to be more noticeable. Hashtags, the brand resonance model, basically how the player will interact with the game itself. And this is all what we hope to be, because of course the game is not available yet. So this is all what we hope to be, the relationship with the players and the game itself. So here, now more focused on what everyone came here to see, we have the 12-month brand strategy. So from month 1 to the 3rd, we want to establish a brand awareness, meaning not a lot of people know about Metacart racers. So between these 3 months is essential to spread the words and do whatever we can so that people know what is Metacart racers and to create a buzz around it. So first month, we will have a pre-launch hype. So we will build anticipation with teasers, gameplay sneak peeks, character reveals, basically to keep people interested. Then on the second month, we will have the official launch, which we will release the game on the major app stores. And of course, this will be very social media focused. This is one of the most important stages of the release of this game because we need to focus on paid advertisement, and campaigns itself to announce the launch. Then we will have the post-launch momentum, which means that after we have the official launch, we need to keep it going. Although we won't invest as much on the campaigns on the 3rd month, we will still invest, but month 2 is the most important one. So we need to leverage the momentum, which means on month 2, people got to know Metacart racers and they know who we are and are interested in playing, they are playing. So we need to grab that and keep the players hooked so they keep interacting with us and so our community builds. So we will have social media updates very regularly. We'll engage with the players, and of course, we'll keep in mind any feedback from the players themselves, because I think that's crucial to the improvement of the game and also the longevity of it as well, because we need to keep in mind feedback. So yeah, from month 1 to 3, this is what we have as a strategy. 4 to 6, content expansion, meaning we will introduce the major content updates, new characters, cards, again, to keep the player engaged. Community building, month 5, foster online community with forums, social media groups, organize community-driven events and competitions. I think this is very important as well to keep the players engaged. And also encourage players to share user-generated contents. We hope that by this month, we have enough players hooked and engaged in our game that have the will to share things about it. All right, month 6, collaborations and cross-promotions. We will partner with other gaming apps or brands for cross-promotions, again, to gain visibility. Month 7 to 9, technical enhancements. Again, the same, releasing updates, improving game performance, addressing the feedback, bug fixes. Month 8, thematic events. Create in-game thematic events based on holidays or special occasions, or even artists or celebrities, anything that's trending at the time that will be relevant for us to place in our game and to attract our targets. Player feedback integration. What I've been saying, implementing player feedback. And of course, throughout these whole months, we will have, of course, social media updates. That will be an ongoing strategy that we will have, and that it will be throughout the whole months. So this is just what we want to enhance in each month, and that we think it's a priority. From month 10 to 12, sustain and expand. So month 10, marketing focus, run targeted marketing campaigns to attract new players, advertising, social media, influencers, anything that we can use to expand the player base. Month 11, player loyalty programs. This usually works very well. So launching a loyalty program that rewards long-term players. And month 12, tease upcoming year. So whatever we have that will be big, we will give a little tease. And of course, next year, release it and create, again, more hype for the game itself. I feel like I've been talking for hours now, so if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. I'll give
Anna, don't stress it, because what we tend to do.
If anyone wants to ask anything.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Okay, so I will carry on. Social media strategy. So these were the channels that we selected. TikTok, as you know, it's right now one of the most addicting social media platforms. And so, of course, MetaCart racers need to use that to leverage their game awareness and to be as relevant as possible. In TikTok, it's funny because it doesn't work, for example, stock video, and that's have not been working for a long time in social media in general. But in TikTok, the more raw, the better, which means the more spontaneous something looks, the better. So this content will be very, it will not be formal. It will be very just something fun for our community base. Instagram will be similar to TikTok because, again, most of the platforms nowadays have the same layouts. For example, shorts in YouTube, TikTok videos, Instagram Reels, it all end up being the same. So we will reutilize what we do for TikTok for Instagram. YouTube as well for the shorts. And for Twitter, we will, of course, share frequent updates, news, and patch notes. Regarding the content strategy, we will have user-generated content, influencer collaborations, thematic events, again, challenges and contests. I've been through this user-generated, this content strategy already through the social media. So it will basically be what we will do to engage with our followers and to keep them engaged as well. Right, we have here some video scripts and content ideas to keep in mind. Okay, now paid user acquisition strategy. This is what we will do in order to obtain more players and more followers for our community. First of all, it's super important to identify the target audience. We've been through it. Gamers interested in digital collectibles, mobile gamers seeking casual, quick gaming experience, and of course, racing game enthusiasts. Three of the main goals will be increase app downloads, boost in-game purchases, and grow the MetaCart community. So at the time we will evaluate, but I think these ones will be the most important. So advertising channels, we will use social media, influencer, Google Ads, App Store advertising, and gaming communities. Of course, we will develop ads that will get people hooked on the game itself, and will give them a little tease for them to want to try. After watching a lot of game ads, it's safe to say that if there's not a big budget involved, for example, like Mario Kart or other racing games that do very good teaser games and coming out videos, if it's not like that, it gets pretty weird, the ads from gaming. So it's essential to have something that sparks an interest in the player, but of course it's not, it combines with what we try to sell and for what the game actually is. Because what we see a lot in the gaming community, in the gaming ads, especially mobile gaming ads, we see a lot of false advertising, which you click on a game, you think it will be something, and then it's something completely different. And of course, it leads to downloads, but then it also leads to a lot of bad ratings on the App Store, which, okay, people see, okay, this game has a lot of downloads, but then the comments or the ratings is like 1 or 2. So we should, of course, try to be a balance between what works, because this works, but also what we will deliver high quality ads. Then landing page, always redirect the player to the landing page itself. We will implement A/B testing. For people who don't know, is that we use 2 different ads at the same time. We release them and then see which one are performing better, and the one that's resonating better with the audience, we invest more in that one. We will monitor user engagement, downloads, in-game purchases, events. We can also create some in-game events, engage with the community, as I said before. Okay, I don't know what happened here. I will get back to what I was saying. Okay. App Store optimization, meaning making the game itself the most, how do I say this in English? So we want players to look at the game and want to play it, of course, but there are some tricks that you can use so that people want to click in your game and have a good feeling after searching through the app. So of course, App Store optimization is very important. We will encourage players to refer their friends to play Metacart races. There's a lot of strategies that we can use on this that's been done before. So this will be important as well to get some user acquisition. Localized promotion, meaning making marketing efforts by translating the game and promotional materials into other languages, meaning make it the most accessible possible, which is what our game is all about. And then again, community feedback integration. We will take what the players are saying to us and implementing in our game in order to gain other users as well, because if we improve, means that we are better, and if we are better, we get more players. So here we have some ideas and strategies to create the attention-grabbing, conversion optimizing ads. I will spare you the details on this, but it's basically what we can do with our ads themselves to get the most attention from the player. So teasers, user testimonials, gameplay overviews, challenges and competitions, using high quality graphics. So everything that we can do to create the best ads possible. And now, just to finish, we have here a mobile gaming advertising spending text. I will spare you the details on this, but the conclusion is that there's a big investment on mobile gaming ads, and we're talking about billions. So that's perfect for Metacart racers because if we invest, we get a lot of attention from other players. Of course, it's a competitive market, so it will have to be very strategic ads. But it's great because it's an industry that it's growing. So as a new player, Metacart racers have here an opportunity, but also something to keep in mind. It's like a double-edged sword because we have more players entering the arena that have bigger budgets. But if we know how to use and if we implement this strategy for the ads themselves in all of the campaign, we can have success on that highly competitive industry. So here we have some mobile game ads examples. So it's what I said before, basically games that have a high budget can offer a very quality teaser, but then if not, as I mentioned before, the games ads, mobile game ads are a bit weird. So we will try not to go, of course, into that. And yes, that's what I had to present today to you.
Thank you, Anna. Can you hear me, Anna?
Let me know if you have any questions.
Anna, I don't think your headphones are working. Can you guys hear me? Just double checking with everyone.
Yes.
I can hear you.
Yo. All right, brilliant. That's okay. All right, thank you very much, Anna. Thank you so much for presenting that. I hope that's given you guys some clarity on our marketing plan coming up soon.
Okay, so I believe we don't have any questions.
I'm going to just send her a text message
Ahmed,
so she understands that she can be heard.
Digital strategy report is presented. How would
Ahmed,
you
if you could just
like to
tell her
move forward with the
to
meeting
jump off
now?
the TG chat.
Okay. All right, let's continue, guys. So, next on the agenda, I'll just give you guys some updates on the development side of things. So, for the last month or so, we've been working on 3 new racetracks for the Dust City. This will be available for you guys early this week, hopefully maybe later today or tomorrow morning or tomorrow at some point. So the latest version will be coming for all of you guys. Probably Android will come first and then iOS will come second. And also been working on some improvements as well. But mainly been working on the 3 new courses just so that we can populate the game with more racetracks, which is I think is very important. Regarding current time and development for this project, so I'm just getting an endless amount of messages. Apologies. So we're still on track for the timeline given by Matt recently. But if anything does change within the next few weeks or so, and if timings do change, I'll make sure to keep you guys updated. Okay.
Just to add to that, obviously what we wanted to do, which I have highlighted in the community chat, is that we obviously want to get the final 3 tracks out and then get some feedback on that, and then whilst that's happening, we can, once the logic behind the tournaments is added into the game, is to run a Telegram-based tournament. So we'll run it as basically, there will be some sort of prize, whether it be some tokens or something at the end of it. But we want as many people from the Telegram community to, jump on board and play the tournament. The tournament, how it will work really, it will be open for a set period of time, and you'll jump into a race of, say, 8 players, and then your lap times will be recorded, and this will be running for maybe 2 days. So there'll be multiple races. It may be for the first tournament, it might be on Cyber City Track 1 or Cyber City Track 2, so it'll be on one specific track. And then, like we had released the earlier versions of the test game, a lot of people did participate, and it was nice to see that a lot of people were, taking, becoming a little bit competitive and trying to, end up getting the best time. So I think it will be a great test, and to get the hype up again within the community, because, it's obviously one of those things with running a Telegram community. You get periods of a lot of excitement, a lot of interaction, and then you get some downtime. So we want to obviously move back to getting that hype around the tournament, and it's essential for us to test it within the community again before we release it. A lot of you guys realise that it's all well and good to have, milestones and a roadmap, but and some people are pushing, are you on track to be releasing the game within the time frame? But I think 90% of the community have already fed back, look, you guys have to make sure it's right before going to market, which is, we think, is the right approach, because it's going to be more detrimental to the, how the general public will view the game if it's released, and it's, you're still floating in the air, or you're, crashing, and you can't come away from the wall. And building the game from scratch, building the logic, it's difficult for the game round guys. It needs to be continually tweaked. But once the gameplay logic, how it all works, once that's actually been completely refined, then it's going to be a lot smoother to then develop new tracks. So, as I said, we're really pleased how the game's come along. We've made some, very good improvements in terms of the collision sensitivity. And we just need to keep going. We've obviously collated all the latest batch of feedback, which already mentioned in the group. So we thank obviously all those guys who did participate. And as I said, it's really key for us to make sure that we're completely happy with it. So once the new tracks have been launched, we'll get some general feedback on those, and then as soon as Game Round have confirmed we're ready to launch the tournament, we'll run that. And if everything goes to plan from that point onwards, then I think we'll be in a good place to put those applications into the app stores.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that, Matt. Thank you for the update. On the topic of feedback, so again, thank you so much for providing all the feedback that you guys provide. Regarding the iPhone issue, we are still working on that on the background, but as we are still adding a lot of things into the game, when things are added, it adds weight to the game, and this will affect performance on different phones. And for us to really pinpoint the issue, would have to wait to the point of when we got everything in the game and we're optimizing the size of the game and how it works and how it functions. But in the background, we're still looking into that issue. So don't feel like it's being ignored or that it's forgotten. It's just that it takes a lot longer to get that issue solved. But I hope those who have been unable to play the game, that they have someone near them, a friend, a family member, or somebody they can test the game on and have fun and enjoy. Okay, next point. I'm going to share my screen. So do let me know if you guys can see my screen in a minute. Give me 1 sec. First of all, can you hear me on this microphone?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay.
Okay, am I sharing my screen? No, I don't think so. Hold on. Oh, that's crazy. All right. Brilliant. We're in. Okay. So I just want to introduce you into this. Just a little insight into how game UI is created. I think it'd be good for you guys to see and understand. It all starts from a user flow. A user flow is the journey that you, our community, players of the game will take in the game. And this is mapped out on a user flow. So this process will start, for example, it will start from the game launches on the phone. So you open up your mobile, the game launches. You start with the loading screen. For those first time people, they have to go through terms and conditions, accept the terms and conditions. Login process, home screen, shop, race, garage, fuel. And this is all mapped out. And once this process is done, then we take it to the next stage, which is called wireframing. Wireframing is like the blueprint, bare bones skeleton of how the UI is going to look like. This is just before we go for the final design. This is a bit more of a high-end wireframe, as it has a lot of the visual components, but maps out where things like the information boxes are, buttons, with minimal detail so that the designer knows what to create and how to design. I just want to quickly just fly through some of the planning process of making this looks like. So we have the home, the fuel, home screen, shop, same with the collection, which would be your carts and characters, tire, which we'll get into tire and fuel and monetization after this, information, payments and processing the payment, all where then it will tell you, the transaction has been complete, and it will send your item onto your virtual wallet. That's one side of the things. Then we'll look into the game side of things. We go in, select a character. Let's say we decide to go on practice mode or quick match tournaments or play with a friend. Select your character, select your cart, pick the racetrack on a map. So we have a visual map like this. And then you click on the racetrack. Then it'll open up a little picture, name what the map looks like, and then race, loads you in, and then you'll be in the game. And then let's say for a multiplayer game, it differs a little. So, for example, that first initial process is very similar, but then when you're searching for a game, fill up the characters that tell you who you've joined in the multiplayer match with, and then that's that part of the process. So, and after the wireframe is complete, then we get that final design look, which is still in the process, but this will be that login screen, and as you can see, a lot nicer. And this is the general style. As I get more of the UI, I will share all of it all in the group so that you guys can have a better look. But it's coming together and it looks really nice. So that's user wireframes, the final look of the UI.
Yeah, I think just to add to that, when we originally put the game together, we had a lot of the first version of the garage, first version of the loading pages, and it is a bit of a juggling act because we, as a Web3 game project, we've committed to a time frame, and you can see there's a lot of moving parts here. Obviously we've got to get the demos out. So the focus is on to develop the track to give the community access to play the game. Initially, the characters and carts came as one rather than being able to select independently. So all of this stuff has been worked on in the background. So not only are they trying to improve the control system of the game, but they're trying to develop the market plan. So develop the game UI, develop the new tracks. So as you can see, there's a lot of parts to it. And again, when you go to the App Store and you download a game, you as a player, you wouldn't really have the thought process behind how long that game's taken to develop and all the other areas that are, linked to the successful launch of a game. So it gives, when Game Around gives us this in-depth view of how it works, it helps you to understand so many parts are there to get right to the game development, and it's great to see the updated UI, because it's obviously a lot better, and this is the sort of look that we want to go for. So, and again, it's not like once it goes live, it's going to be finished, and it's done. We will be continually having updates, getting feedback, making tweaks, improving, various gifts and various, in-game assets that you can win. So it's going to be an ongoing process, and it's just great to see some of the new UI pages. So thanks for that, Ahmed.
Much appreciated. Thank you. Can you guys still hear me, just to confirm?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. So, the next part, let's go through the monetization model for Metacart races. I'm just going to briefly run through this, and then you guys can start asking questions after this. So, quick context: characters and carts, progression rewards, fuel, tires, seasons, and tournaments. Those are the main headings. Characters and carts. So we utilize NFT minted characters, as you guys are all aware. For the end user, so the players, we will set up the crypto wallet in the back end for them. So allowing the end user to won't have to really handle any of that. So for those of you guys, because you guys are the early community guys, you guys are aware of how crypto wallets work and how to invest in crypto and stuff like that. We want to introduce this game to players that don't know how to do those things. So instead of getting people to have to go through many barriers of entry to join the game, we make the process as easy as possible. So everybody in the game, including yourselves, will be simply just purchasing normally in using fiat currency. So that's very important to understand. But ownership will be totally yours. You will have an NFT wallet, the crypto wallet per se, made for you in the back end with a unique wallet address, which your account will be linked to. So the item will still be yours in ownership, but you won't have to worry about the complex side of wallet management. So we simplified the wallet management section. Anyways, let me carry on. Game will provide you one free cart or one free character. So that will be Degsy and his Degsy's cart as well. I think the price range for carts and characters will be around there. We're hearing you in double. Double. You guys still hear me in double?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I'll just continue. So carts and characters are so the different carts and characters at launch will provide no functional advantages. All carts will be the same speed and acceleration and handling. The difference is cosmetic. This is just from the start, from version 1. But I think for when we upgrade to season 2, we can advance it from there. Okay, let me talk about progression. We'll fly through this. So this is kind of like how the XP system would work. First place, we get a high amount, potential double XP reward for reaching that high. Second place, third place, fourth to sixth place. So if you're not that good at the beginning, you're still, you get the participation XP, you're there, things happen. If you're really good, you're flying through it. There'll be double XP opportunities, things like every 10th race, rewarded by a double XP. This is just a general look at how the system would work. So one interesting thing about the leveling system, so as you level up, you have the opportunity to win tickets to the tournaments. And these are tournaments with real cash prizes. That's how our play to earn works. Different to the old school play to earn that you would have heard about many years ago. But this is a more refined version that doesn't suffer what the old ones used to suffer. And you can see that if you look in the history of play to earn. So milestones, when you reach level milestones, you earn free tickets to these paid tournaments. We'll get to tournaments after. So these will be scattered out in different levels, and as you reach higher, you get entries to bigger and bigger tournaments. Spreading with these as well, is you get free fuel tanks as well. We'll get to what fuel is very soon. And the higher levels you reach, you will be winning character NFTs and card NFTs for free when you reach those high levels. So there is incentive there to reach those higher levels, to win those free NFTs. And yeah, that's that. Fuel. I don't know if you guys have heard of fuel used in carts. It's an energy source that would be used for our game. And it's used in many different games. Some will use as energy, some would call it fuel, some would call it food, whatever. It's a system that limits to the amount of times you can play per day because it is a free game. You do have the opportunity, though, to recoup those energy fuel points by watching ads. Also, these are rewarded in milestones as well. So when you reach certain levels, or if you really want to, you can pay 99p, and we'll convert that $99 as well, instantly to refill your tank. It will automatically also refill over time. So this allows us to limit the amount of people so that they're not really burnt out on a first go as well. So you're not like playing the game for 30 hours straight and never want to play again. So it limits the amount of time you want to play. But if you do want to play for those kind of things, amount of time, you can watch ads and recoup it like that, wait or recoup like that, or pay a small amount to refill it. Yeah, that's fuel. Tires is a very similar thing. So tires is the condition of the tire. So for example, you're using the tires, you start off with 100% condition. Each race will reduce the tire condition by 5%. So this includes some kind of wire tear penalty. As the tear decreases, performance diminishes. So it's smaller reduced performances, but it does make a difference in the game. So it's below 50%, you'll see a small reduction in speed, and below 25%, increased reduction in speed and acceleration. So you're going to want to keep your tires replenished. So how do you replenish? So they naturally generate throughout the day, similar to how fuel works. And similar to how fuel works, you can decide to watch ads, earn that way, or pay and get it 100% to the top. This is just a description of how it will work in the game. I will send a PDF version of this document for you guys in the community so you guys can read through it in your free time. And seasons, which I'm most excited a bit about it. So first thing, most importantly, the game will start season 0 as it will be the beta start. So a lot of this will happen after season 0 and then it starts season 1. So typical duration of a season is around 12 weeks. Each season will act like a chapter, bringing excitement to you guys. So each season will introduce new content, including new tracks, characters, cards, and various cosmetic items. Included with this, we will have the ability, of course, special events as well. So there's this unique event that will happen per season, so you don't want to miss out on those. And there will be a Battle Pass Season Pass. So this represents I don't know if you guys have heard it before, but a Battle Pass is essentially a leveling system where there is around, let's say, 100 tiers or levels, and each one has a lot of rewards. So to reach these rewards, the more you play the game, the XP will also go towards this and level your tiers up. And each tier has more and more in-game skins, currencies, tickets, and stuff like that, things to win. And they'll be scattered out. And the higher you get to, the more rare items you can win. But for those who miss out on this, you'd want to be a part of. It just allows for more people to jump in and be more excited for new content that comes in. I will send this after so you guys can read it. And tournaments. So a quick idea on how the tournaments could work. So free systems of tickets and free grand prizes. So, but these are at the moment we're still finalizing how this would work and the equations behind it. But once that's all done, I will send this over with an updated version. And yeah, that's it. This just describes how the ticket system would work, how the economic breakdown would be, the equations, and everything else. Okay. And I think that's it. Let me just stop sharing so I can get back into the chat. One last thing. One last thing just to mention. Just a quick update on the Saviors game. Where it's currently we go through a stage of. Can you guys hear me still? Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Regarding the game Saviors, just so you guys are aware that there won't be any gameplay per se in a short future, because we have to go through a process of game design documents, a GDD, so a lot of writing to be done, a lot of paperwork to be complete first, of all the planning that has to go in first, which I will present that kind of stuff probably in the next AMA, an update on the next AMA and an AMA after that. So once the paperwork and all the documentation and planning is done, then we can start with the development. And that's when you start to see tests and be able to test the game. I think that we can go now into questions. So if any of you want to do a question in the game, just unmute yourself and fire away. If not, you can type it.
We have some questions already there, Ahmed. We can run through EJHH questions.
Of course, let me do that now. Hold on. Okay, I'm just going to fly through the ones that have been asked already. So what changes? Okay, we discussed that one. What the closer fix is to, yep, we discussed that one too. So I think we can start from question 4. Has there been some contact with bigger exchanges? I do understand that the game is released and marketed in a bigger volume. Probably would have to happen first. Would you want to answer that one, Matt?
Yeah, sure. So we've said a few times in the previous AMAs that our real focus will be to attract the casual gamer. Obviously this is a crypto Web 3.0 project, but ultimately speaking, for its mainstream success, it needs to be deemed as just a casual mobile game. So the real focus, once we actually do launch, will be to push out this and market it as a general tournament game, as a casual racing game. Ultimately, as we already discussed, the bigger exchanges do have quite difficult criteria to meet in terms of being listed. We tried with a few larger exchanges at pre-sale, and they wanted, X number of holders of the token. They needed X amount of market cap. They wanted X number of people who, or should I say, site visits per month. So it's really dependent on the success of the game once it launches. The idea would be to launch with certainly some top tier exchanges, but it needs to be the right market conditions for us to be able to take that route. So it will be added into the roadmap, but it will be certainly something we'll look at in 2024. But the real emphasis, as Anna highlighted in the marketing strategy, is to really push this game with the casual gaming, mobile gaming market. It's significantly bigger than the crypto market. And once we do have interest in that sector, we will find it a lot easier to attract new investors, because it will be all over, TikTok, it will be on the social media, the various channels and YouTube, etc. So it will make things easier for us, but it's about timing, really. And as I said, we'd love to be able to approach KuCoin or OKX, some of the larger exchanges, but it really needs to be the right time.
Thank you, Matt. Okay, next question is about True Saviors, number 2. What can you tell us about True Saviors? I think I've been through that briefly. Do you plan to reuse some characters from the future games? Example, Metaverse would be great if every character NFT from other games could be brought into the Metaverse. So at this current time, it's hard to answer that question, but the fact that they are owned by you, the opportunity and the possibility is there in the future. So if that does become a part of the plan, then the ability to transfer those characters over would be possible.
As Ahmed says, the characters that are built on the blockchain are NFTs, and we really wanted to have the ability to utilize those characters across the games that we run. But again, it's with True Savers specifically, because it's come from a particular artist, which I think some of you know came from Marvel. It wouldn't work to utilize characters from other games within that title. Could it work in the Metaverse game? Of course it could. But again, as I said, Game Rounds are one of the main partners of ours that we aligned with, and they are, working full steam ahead already on the 2 games. And as you can understand, utilizing budget and putting it into the right places, we want to ensure that we do launch the first 2 games and they are successful. We need to learn ourselves some lessons with being able to market it effectively, what the best channels are for getting the best return of investment to acquire new players. So it wouldn't be logical to build game 3 and 4 until we've had some learnings from releasing the 2 titles, because from a logistics point of view, Game Rounds wouldn't be able to work on 4 titles at the same time. So obviously we want to make sure everyone's been waiting very patiently for the first title. So you can imagine if they're starting to develop Raid NFT, for example, then that would have an effect on the timelines for the first 2 games. So we will definitely look at it, but we're very confident that with the right launch, with the ability to attract casual gamers for Metacart races, we can build up that sort of expertise and understanding of how it works, and then ultimately once that's running well and we've brought on a lot of players and it's running effectively, then certainly would love to be able to then work on the second and third the third and fourth projects, which will be one of them being the Metaverse projects, where you have the ability to use characters from other games. But that will be much further down the line. As I said, I think the emphasis really and the focus needs to be getting Metacart right, with them also developing True Saviors, and that's really going to be the focus.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate that. Okay, next question. Game 1 and 2 are expected to release late this year and next summer, as I understand. What would be realistic for Game 3, and would it be a RAID NFT? You want to answer that one, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much highlighted where we are with that. So, yeah, if everything goes to plan and we've launched the first 2 games successfully, then obviously we'll work on RAID NFT. But at this time, it doesn't make too much sense to put a time frame to it. As I said, it just so happened that we had this opportunity with True Savers. If that didn't, if that wasn't on the table, then we would have been working on RAID NFT. So that's why we kind of slightly changed the plans in terms of how we wanted to release the gaming titles. It was just a great opportunity that Game Round proposed to us. So it was a slight diversion on that front, but the intention will be still to release it. Obviously, we do have some NFTs in the shop. Well, we'll still be able to utilize those NFTs, so they won't be redundant. But for sure, for the moment, it will be difficult for us to say whether it will be, Q3, Q4, 2024, when we start looking at that. But, there's no reason why it wouldn't be in 2024. But again, the difficulty is once you start developing the game is going through, as I said, the community has always been a focus part of the decision-making process, and we want to make sure that they're happy with the development of the games. If there are any setbacks and with delays, then that will then obviously have a knock-on effect on developing the third game.
Yeah, thank you. Right, next question. I understand Game Round are taking over the website more. What is the status on MetaMasters and Game Round? Who will be doing what? Are Game Round on the ownership side of MetaMasters, or just hired to run the website and make the games? So we're co-owners now of MetaMasters Guild with Matthew and his team. But the good thing about Game Around is it has multiple sister companies. One of our sister companies is Appcelerator, which is an app-centric side of the business that focus on creating apps, websites, marketing, and all things digital. So we have a lot of resources company-wide that cover a lot of aspects needed when creating a games company and new games regarding marketing, websites, and everything else. So there is an ownership there, and we've utilized a lot of our resources of our sister companies to help assist with any website queries, updates, SEO, and anything digital of that side of things. And then Game Around is the game developer side with the knowledge of crypto and blockchain. I hope that answers that question. Okay. And number 9, how fast can we have an AMA recording added to the group? I'll try to get it in there straight after, okay, within 10 minutes after the AMA, given it gives me that as soon as possible. All right, next question. Can we have an update about the link issue on the Telegram or social media? And do you know if this was covered? Also, how does games economy work? Okay, let's come back to the question number 1. I believe that should be fixed. I'm just going to double check with you now.
The website link has been updated. I have checked. We have obviously contacted the CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. It was given to them at the time of requesting the tokenomics to be updated. They are a bit slow. We've certainly chased them, but obviously, we have said within the chat that it just made strategic sense for us to go into a partnership with Game Around, and we had a independent UK-based tech company who developed the tokenomics, and they were managing the site. And around, I think it was sort of early September, that relationship ended. And so there was a bit of a handover process, and there's always a little bit of a teething problem with handing over, getting access to all the source code, etc. And I know a lot of people were sort of confused by why it took so long. And yeah, admittedly, it did take a bit longer than expected, but it's just one of those things when we're handing over, we had some various access right issues. Some of the servers that the assets were on were still in the ownership of the previous development company. So it was just a bit of a convoluted situation, but it's now fully managed by Game Around. As Ahmed said, Game Around is not just a game development company. They're a marketing company, they're a dev company, and they understood, MetaMaster Skill's vision, and they really wanted to be a part of this project on a long-term basis. So when we had some internal discussions, it made sense. So said they were very keen to be involved in the long term. So we have commitment from them, and it makes sense because not only are they developing the game, but then they can market the game. They'll be the lead in terms of developing any animation or video snippets. So from a efficiency point of view, rather than having multiple agencies to manage it all, it just made sense to put it all under one roof. And eventually, I mean, maybe one of the questions the community may ask is, it's a gaming guild, gaming hub. Will there be other titles from other developers? There will still be other titles, and we have no problem with opening up to other gaming developers. But obviously, again, the biggest issue for us at the moment, we have a community that understands what we're trying to achieve, and we are still, again, innovators in this space. And Gala Games, we always go back to Gala Games, and they are huge. They had a massive amount of financial backing and a huge budget to promote their games, but they haven't really had any major successes in terms of gaming titles that have gone sort of viral. And they in the last 12 months acquired a mobile gaming agency, and they've realized, like we did quite quickly over 2 years ago, that the real area to develop is mobile games. So, as I said, we really want to aspire to be like Gala Games, but better. So we are actually, innovating in the space. So there will be areas where we will need to reflect, and it won't always go right. But we working directly with Game Rounds, we can work quite, quickly to diversify into other areas and to test things and to amend the plan if things aren't going correctly. So it won't be sort of a long drawn out process, but as I said, it just made sense for us to do that. And as I said, there were some issues previously with the site, but that's been fixed. But sorry, there's a bit of a long answer, but yeah, it's for the best, we believe.
Wonderful. All right, guys, I'm going to close this off now. If you have any further questions, feel free.
Just one last point. Just want to drop this in here. One of our very proactive community members, Maggio, he has been looking to just contact some of our community to discuss a plan in terms of what would be best to do in the future for the project, and just wanted to confirm that it's a legitimate outreach message. Obviously, the community, like any community in Telegram, a crypto project, there are a lot of people watching and will try and reach out and copy genuine inbound inquiries where, that's why you have to be a little bit careful about putting stuff to the masses if it's a sort of sensitive nature. But I just want to say, if he does reach out to you, that as long as they're not asking for any wallet information or to click on any links or anything like that, then it is a legitimate outreach. So yeah, just to bear that in mind.
Yes, much appreciated. Also, one other thing I noticed as well, I just want to give a shout out to the community members that are putting things on YouTube and on Instagram and out there, because I have seen some members had placed videos of the build and tests that they've done online, which is really nice, and I really appreciate that, and everyone in the team appreciates that massively. So thank you very much, guys. Really, really appreciate that. Okay, I'm going to close this off now. Thank you very much. Any future questions, feel free to add it into the community chat, and we'll try to answer as fast as possible. Keep giving us feedback. Just note that we are processing the previous feedback. We're going through it, and we're trying to make improvements as fast as possible and get updates of the game to you guys as fast as possible. And yeah, really appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much for being such a great community. I look forward to the next one, and I will place this recording in the chat straight after it's done. Okay, thank you very much, guys.
Thanks for everyone joining. Thanks. Speak to you later.
Take care, everyone. Thank you.